The most likely reason you are watching and listening to this video is because you want to make money from betting. Am I right? Hi, I'm Tony from bettinganalyst.com, also known as the Robin Hood for punters who want to be the bookmaker. In this video, we are going to show you a strategy for making easy money from the bookmakers, and I'll also give you some working examples. Note, this is not arbitrage, this is value betting. We're going to show you today how to make money from value betting. Let me tell you, you won't need a lot of experience for this. However, you will need these three things. First of all, a betting bank. Second, access to suitable bookmakers. And third, discipline. Unfortunately, I'm not a psychologist, so I can't teach you the latter part. So there are four types of betting as we see it. Yes, the first one is early market. It's like futures trading. You bet on a Monday for the bet maybe taking place on a Saturday. It's like, you know, with the Premier League, the prices will come out early and you can get on. Your grandma could do it. The danger is, of course, at the end of the week, you might not be near the price that you need, the 100% book price. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Then there's the game day odds. The game day odds are much more settled because they've had time to fluctuate and find a balance. There's more liquidity in the market. It doesn't mean you will beat the end odds by doing this, but luck balances out over time, and this is exactly the same. So you will finish ahead if you do exactly what we tell you. The next is late play. This is like, you know, within an hour of the game starting. The advantage about this is teams are known, the markets have moved, and you get a lot of, you know, volatility in the markets. So you'll get your option, you'll probably get a lot more options as slow bookmakers are not really changing the prices quick enough to sort of identify the new market. And in play is the other one. I was just reading my notes. The in play, the advantage with in play is that they don't see what you're doing because they've got these odds up, right, that are fluctuating every sort of 20 or 30 seconds, and they're not seeing that you're actually taking these value bets. And of course, you can pop the market several times. So there are the four areas. Let me just say, short odds work best because, like, if you're getting like 10.2 on something that's showing at 10, you're not getting much of a value, right? But if you're getting like 1.52 at something that's showing at 150, then you are getting the value. We're going to show you that in a minute. Your first job is to figure true odds out. You've got to establish the 100% price, right, or 100% book, should I say. We will be using betting exchanges to do this, just for our working example, even though we would also recommend that, you know, you looked into Pinnacle Sports and then balance back. So for example, if you're seeing 1.96 at Pinnacle Sports, the 100% book price would be 2 and 2. And so on. But there's a formula for doing that. So let's stick to the simplistic way of using Betfair to establish this, yes? Let me just also make clear, you are not betting with Betfair. You are not betting with Pinnacle Sports, right? You are just using them to guide. The object of the game is to extract money from soft bookmakers. And believe me, there are a lot of them. These are bookmakers that are trying to, you know, put up odds and take money from easy soft punters that probably you are, you know, if you're a loser, right, or you have been losing. We're going to change that. Examples of such are like Unibet, Bet365, BetVictor, 10Bet, William Hill, Ladbrokes, Corals, the Betson Group, you name them. And also you get these new bookmakers that are trying to make a name for themselves on the market. They offer big odds, or bigger odds than they should offer, to try to attract customers to come and bet with them, right? Last but not least, don't forget you've also got betting shops. These react the slowest of the lot. because they're not online bookmakers. They are tracking the odds, but they're more likely to leave them if they're on the coupon. So that's just, before we move on, let's say we're going to give you a few examples. We're going to tell you it's a numbers game. If you throw a coin 10 times and get odds of 2.05, now in theory it should come out 5 and 5. You should land on the right one 5 times and the wrong one 5 times, you know, with a throw of a coin. In this instance, you would get 10.25 back, but because there's only a low number, you know, of bets that you're making, 10, it could go either way. You might get it right 4 times and you might lose 6 times. Who knows, you could get it wrong all 10 times. What I'm trying to say is the more bets you place, then the more chance of this as of working out. You've got to take that into consideration. You've got to try to place a lot of bets. It's not just grab and snatch and run. You've got to keep going all the time. If you find 40 bets in a day, you've got to place 40 bets in a day. If you find 100 bets in a day, you know, the professionals that are doing this, they're doing maybe 100 or 200, 300 bets a day, and probably even more with live picks. So this is just giving you an example how you've got to beat the odds. Now we're going to move on to some examples, and this is obviously the part that you've been waiting for. And we're going to use Odds Portal. I would normally use Pinnacle just to guide you, but you're not quite there at the moment, so we'll use Betfair as a good guide, right? You've got to understand Betfair. Let's just go onto the Betfair website, which is this one. Right. The thing is with Betfair, as you'll see, you've got a blue line here and a pink line next to it. The blue line is the odds that you can actually bet at. The pink line is the odds that you can lay at, which means you can act as the bookmaker and lay somebody these odds. But that's obviously a different type of lesson. So I've got up here because it's just, I'm afraid, Wednesday afternoon and there's not much happening in the world. I've looked forward to the weekend and I've gone for the English Premier League to start us off. You will see these odds here, 4.1, 4.2. If you go in the middle, 4.15, that is the 100% book odds. If you go here, 4.25 in the middle, right, it's the 100% book odds. Here you've got 189 and 190. That basically means it's 189.5 is the true odds for that game, right? And you can see this example on all of these. But what I would try to point out to you, the more liquidity you see in terms of the money, you know, in this case, you see this 146 on Manchester City that you can bet at, and the 147 that you can bet against, you know, lay the bet, so to say, right? You will see these 880 euros and 1200 euros. That's telling you that it's a relatively strong market. On the day, this will be like 10,000 and 12,000, right? So, you know, it's going to get even stronger again. But this is an early example, early market. You will see here with Tottenham, it's 189 to 190, like I mentioned before. So now if we go over to Odds Portal to get some kind of guide on this, we click on that game, West Ham again. You know, the highest odds first. So what we can see is that the best odds being offered on Tottenham are 1.92 with call bet, right? Since you can lay at 1.90 here, you are actually getting 2 points above the lay price, right? Which means obviously you're getting over 2% profit over a period of time if you keep making these bets and if this market is accurate. And you can believe me, the Betfair market is accurate in terms of, you know, if you just play in this game and placing in thousands and thousands of bets over a period of time. So that's one example. You could go look at the Leicester game, it's 2.1, 2.12. We can see if we can possibly beat that. We go back to the Leicester game here. Price is 2.06. We put it in order. And you can see here, you can get 215 with call bet.
Now, obviously, there's cool bets trying to make a name for themselves, right? If you looked a little bit earlier, there was movement with all these bookmakers. You see the red line going down. It means that the price has fallen. But earlier, you could have got even a better price still, and better odds, should I say? It's the same for me, price and odds. Yeah. Again, if we go back to the Premier League, you see the average price for Manchester City is 143. We try to put that in order. Yeah, we take the biggest odds. You see Betargo, I've got 147. Let's have a look at Betfair. They're requesting 147. So probably no value because you can't make a quick profit. But if that fell down to like 146 now, and that went down to 145, you know, the bet and the lay, then you would have some value in that bet, right? You see there's more discrepancy between these odds on Watford against Burnley, 232 to 240. So you'd have to take the average odds of 236 for that. It's probably less interesting. Let's have a look at the Everton against Norwich game. If we click on to Everton Norwich within Odds Portal, we see the average price is 140 on Everton. Now we'll put it in some kind of order, and you can see, look, that would be fantastic if we could get it 147 with GGBet. If you had a betting account with GGBet, you would pile in at those odds because you're getting what? It's 147 there, and it's they requesting 143 here, right? So it's a big discrepancy. You've got 4 points discrepancy, which is like 8 to 9% overall. You know, if you're looking at it in terms of percentage, what you would be snapping. Obviously, the bigger the difference, the more leverage you've got with your bets. It's because if it's like 2 and 2.01, you might think twice. Okay, is it really an opportunity? I don't need it. But maybe at 2%, 3%, you know, you'll be wanting to take these odds. Now, you can, if you wanted, subscribe to something like Betburger. This is an arbitrage website. But rather than take the arbitrage, you just take the actual best bet. This would give you the opportunity, you know, to just skim it, but don't buy back the arbitrage side. I mean, let's say you've got odds of 2 on one team with 5 bookmakers and odds of 203 the other team with 1 bookmaker, then you take the 203, but you do not take the 2, right? Because you don't need to, because it's 5 bookmakers. That's a general price. The value is in the 203. I hope that's pretty clear to you. So, you know, you can do this with any type of sport you wish to. Even horse racing works. If you can find, you know, you can look on here the odds and then go over to Betfair, see if these are over the odds. I would tell you with horse racing, the limits are a little bit sort of lower with bookmakers, so you're likely to get red carded much quicker. And I would try to avoid that if possible. You know, these odds here, they're giving you a fair guide. You don't have to, you can set up whichever you wish to. You can put in, you know, you can just click here, football. You can go into your Bundesliga, for example, if you wish to obviously be logged into a live account because of, you know, our own money, so to say. But for example, Dortmund against Paderborn, which is coming up on Friday. You can bet 12,000 for that price, 1.19, and somebody's looking to get 980 on 1.2. Now, I don't know why they're looking to get that on, you know, with Germany, Bundesliga. It should pop up. I've normally got quite a quick, and you will see here you can get the 120 directly with the bookmakers without paying the bookmakers commission. But that's for people who are not particularly chasing the odds. You know, they are just wanting to bet. We are just chasing the odds. Sorry, glass of water. Right, so let me just tell you, this system also works with system bets, because if you put it in, you know, a load of teams that you've got bigger prices on, then the chances are you're going to increase your odds. You know, it's like throwing that coin, 205, 205, 205, and it starts accumulating up, and the odds in your favor accumulate in your favor. Like when you bet in the wrong odds, they accumulate in the bookmaker's favor. That's why, there's like maybe a 5% margin in a typical football game, but when people are playing like the average punter playing like 6 or 7 games, right, all of a sudden it's up at 40% profit for the bookmaker because of the accumulation of the odds in his favor. And it's also the opposite way, the odds in your favor. I think this is pretty easy to understand. You will always come out on top at the end if you are staying focused and just placing these bets on enough games, finding enough opportunities. And if you start with a betting bank, where you're putting 100 on each, right? Before you know, you'll be up to a betting bank where you're placing 200 on each and then 300 on each. It will grow. I can assure you that we've had people doing this. It's part of our course. It's part of what we teach, right? To people who are actually paying us for this service, right? We're doing this videos for free just to get you in the zone, because it's very important that you start making money quickly, right? I've used this method myself to place bets on the high street. You can do it in betting shops if you've got an internet connection, because they leave them laying longer. If you want more of these type of tutorials, please let us know. Give us a like, give us subscribe to this channel. You can also join one of our courses if you qualify. If you're financially capable, so to say. Yeah, you can visit the website for more tips, more tutorials every day. That's bettinganalyst.com. You can subscribe to our pro service if you want to take it to the next stage. That's what professional gamblers do. They start making money by this, they're online, and then they'll take a pro service if they're not capable of picking all the winners themselves, or making profits from betting themselves. So this is all ways you can make money. Drop us a message here, drop us a message to admin@bettinganalyst.com, and we'll be in touch. We'll write back to you, I'm pretty sure of that. So take care, don't forget to subscribe. See you soon, bye bye.